plan to go all the way out to the intersection, but as you can see, the amount of volume of traffic, trucks, and the occasional train that will go by, that's probably not the safest condition to have us all walking in a large group. So we are going to go right out to the fence line, and we'll point out some points of interest. We always get a greeting like that, as we do at most types of events like this. So for those of you that want to go out and just take a quick look, and I will try to explain a little bit about the project, and then we'll get started with the formal remarks. So if you head this way, we'll show you around a little bit.
Hi, Jack. How are you? Good.
Walk this way.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you, Darren.
Sure.
Yeah.
Darren,
Yes.
you'll be able to give it a little explanation?
I will be able to give a little bit of an explanation, yes. You want me to do that now? Is that what we're doing, or as we go?
As we go.
Okay, very good. So, just by way of a little introduction, again, my name is Darren Kettle. I'm the Executive Director with the Ventura County Transportation Commission. And what the Commission's responsibility for in this project was to help identify a way to get this project funded. And that's what we're here to celebrate today, is that thanks in part to a number of critical players, including Assembly Member Jackie Irwin, we have been able to come up with the $70 million thanks to an award by the California Transportation Commission that is going to bring this project to fruition. It's going to take a couple of years, but this is the biggest challenge when you talk about a transportation project, is to figure out how to pay for it. And $70 million is not chump change. And so the fact that we had the level of leadership from throughout California and here locally to make this happen is really a significant event for us. That again. Good. All right. Why don't we? Yeah, no, we're going to stop here. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so one of the things that my mom always said when I was growing up was that I had a voice that carried. This will be a real test as to whether that's really the case. So as we were walking out, I just very briefly mentioned the fact that a project like this doesn't happen overnight, and they're also not inexpensive to make happen. So just by way of introduction, as I mentioned, my name's Darren Kettle. I'm the Executive Director with the Ventura County Transportation Commission. And our role was to help identify funding to take this project that is currently, as you can see behind me, is an at-grade crossing. It means where the train and vehicles cross at exactly the same location. Many of you are going to be familiar with the fact that several years ago that led to a tragedy. We'll talk about that a little later, but this has been a project that we've been working on for some time, and always the biggest challenge is figuring out how the heck are we going to pay for it. So most recently, just last week, the California Transportation Commission announced an award of nearly $70 million. That's great news, but it wouldn't have happened if we didn't have some serious, strong leadership from here in Ventura County. So there is arguably no greater champion for identifying funding for this project to the amount of $70 million than Assemblymember Jackie Irwin, who represents, of course, this area. And when the Senate Bill 1 was being contemplated by the legislature a little over a year ago, the Assembly member said, "Darren, what are our critical projects?" And I came to her and I said, there is nothing more important than the safety and efficiency of moving freight through Southern California, but certainly out of Ventura County, and it's this project. So you fast forward to today, and working with our partners, the City of Oxnard, the County of Ventura, and probably most importantly, the California Department of Transportation and Carrie Bowen, the District 7 District Director, we assembled an application that allowed us to come up with funding that allowed our Assembly member to go to bat for us. And I've heard different comments about Congresswoman Julia Brownlee showing extraordinary leadership, as she has, and helped provide seed funding for the final design. But that was only going to get us part way, and here we are today with $70 million to pay for the construction, and pay for the right-of-way, and pay for the utilities that have to be relocated. I was told if I spoke long enough, we might be out here and a train would go by. But I'm sorry, I'm out of breath.
But maybe you can just explain the lower.
Yes. So what I'll try to do with the breath I have left is the nature of this project. So starting on the far end, which is the city of Oxnard, so furthest to my left, your right, the bridge is going to take off on Rice Avenue, cross over both the railroad tracks and 5th Street, which is also State Route 34. It's important that it's State Route 34 because that is how Kerry Bowen in District 7 is able to be such a great partner for us. The bridge will come down about 1/8 of a mile on this side, but while it's up in the air, this side of the bridge, this side of 5th Street, there's going to be a giant hill and the bridge is going to be up on top of it. And then on either side, both where we're standing here and then on the opposite side of Rice Avenue, you're going to have 2 clover leafs that connect back over to State Route 34 or 5th Street. There's a nice visual aid that is a backdrop to where the speakers will be making their comments, and you can see it about how it'll look. But the idea is that a train will be able to go underneath that bridge unimpeded by traffic so that freight moves through here without any issues, without any delay, and cars can move through here safely. The nature of, again, the project is one that has been long in our efforts to try to make happen, and again, here we are today. So I need some water. Thank you, everybody. We're going to go back and make some comments back at the podium. Thank you.